Never in cash. Never in cash. Electronic payments are okay. Direct deposit is fine if they ask you to do it that way, but they can't force you to do it that way. The preferred way is by a cashier's check, which you would buy at your bank and is certified and guaranteed, or you can get a money order, but use Western Union and Continental Express. Larger companies, they're not likely to go under. We had in 1991, a money order company went under, and anyone who had bought a money order lost their money. And we had huge numbers of evictions as a result. But these two are not likely to go under. US Post Office, too hard to replace and to trace whether it's been cashed. They expire, so make sure that you know what the expiration dates are. If your landlord's not taking your rent, we ask you to hold on to it. If you have a savings account, hold on to it in the savings account. But if you have to do it by money orders, make sure that you don't let them expire. Checks are not a good idea because a check is just a promise to pay. It's like an IOU. And a bounce check is a reason for many, many evictions. How to pay. Pay as instructed. If they told you to take it to the Dropbox, take it to the Dropbox, even though you think the Dropbox is unsafe. If they told you to mail it, mail it. If they told you to mail it to X address, mail it to X address. Oh, but I know that's not where they're at. They moved 2 months ago. You know what? That's their error. Mail it to that address. If you mail it to where you think that they are and it doesn't get there, it's your fault it didn't get there, not theirs. So do it as instructed. If you're not instructed to do it in any particular way, in person is best. Get a receipt, but make sure it's properly filled out. So date, that's the date you're paying. From, that's your name. The amount. For rent, the address of the unit. And then what you're paying, etc. Make sure this is correct. Oh, I gave the landlord $1,000. Did they give you a receipt? Yes. This receipt just says 100. Oh, but I gave her 1,000. Sorry, hun. If the receipt says 100, you gave her 100 because we're not going to be able to prove that you gave her another $900. Often, tenants claims to be current on rent, but lo and behold, an amount appears here. And they don't have all their receipts. So make sure that there isn't any money owing or money due or arrearages here. You can put it in the Dropbox and take the video, or you can send it priority mail with delivery confirmation, no signature required, and take the video. Why no signature? Well, if you require a signature and they're not there to sign, then it goes to the post office and it comes back. It can get lost in all of these transactions, and then we might not have the money when we need it. So I would just don't require a signature. And again, follow the videotaping instructions. Fill out your money orders at the counter before you walk out of the money order store. If you lose them blank, anybody can cash them, fill them out and cash them. So fill them out at the counter. The memo right here should say rent for the month and year and the full address. That way they can only credit it to that. They can't credit it to, oh, but you didn't pay 3 years ago, so we applied it to that month. Separate the stub or carbon from the actual money order as soon as it's filled out and take a photo. Why? If you lose the money order and the stub and carbon, you cannot replace it. And then keep them in 2 separate places, and I mean 2 different buildings. I have the case of the tenant whose all the money orders were stolen. She's sure it was the landlord, but how do we prove it? And I have the case of the tenant who stored them, saved them in 2 different places in the same apartment, and the whole apartment burnt up. If the owner refuses the payment, save it, watch for expiration dates, or put it into a separate savings account.